Women are now sounding off in regards to the Shannon Sharpe controversy. Let's listen and let's learn. Shannon Sharpe is 56. The young lady was 19, a teenager, a senior citizen, and a big black baby. Let's go.
I do not feel bad for Shannon Sharpe. Actually, nail him to the wall.
Nail him to the wall.
Men like Shannon Sharpe go after women whose frontal lobe have yet to develop, and then when they prove to you that they are still children, it's, how dare she try to manipulate me? How dare she try to get money from me?
That's interesting. She's 19. What do you mean that she's still a child? Yes, albeit 30 years your junior, you're not going to have a lot of things in common besides the exchange of orgasms. I understand that. Nevertheless, though, is he a boy, a 18-year-old boy when he gets sent off to war? Why are we saying children when women are 19? Albeit frontal lobes are not fully developed until 25, but they also let these little whores sign up to OnlyFans accounts where they can make allegedly $200,000 per month. Have the same energy for both genders is my point. Anyway, let's keep going.
Why do you think she was fucking with your old ass? No, really. Why would a 19-year-old go after a man in his 50s who she also knows is only here for a good time?
Because she wants the cash, yeah? I'm with you.
Y'all keep doing this.
Who's
keep
y'all?
doing it. It keeps happening because y'all have spent y'all years mistreating women.
Here we go.
And then because women have dealt with shit their entire life, you're like, that's baggage. No, that's called common sense. Because a woman will no longer allow you to play with her once a woman gets to the point where she's like, wait a minute. That's when y'all want to be like, oh, she got baggage, she got boundaries.
Are you trying to say that them being involved in BDSM activity, both back and both forth, which is being proven by these text messages, and then at the point that she wanted out of the situation and wanted to get the bag because of her hurt, now she has formed boundaries? Let's listen.
And y'all don't want women with boundaries with self-respect.
What?
Y'all want...
Shut up. Now you're getting disrespectful, young modern woman. We absolutely want women with boundaries and self-respect. Now, whatever Shannon was doing was, it's a little bit different. It's a little bit different. Because we all know that Uncle Shay Shay was not out there looking for this 19-year-old OF chick as something serious, although he might have been playing something serious, which is part of his issue. I don't think he should have been doing that from Jump Street. But don't pin his behavior out on all men or men that are defending Uncle Shay Shay. That's not fair. Could it not be that he became a mark? Stupid, yes. Legal though, yes. But people who become marks, are you now victim blaming them? He should take accountability for his bad decisions. I'm not saying that, but are we victim blaming somebody who's been set up? And don't blame this shit on everybody. Relax with that.
Little girls who is going to do whatever y'all want her to do for a little bit of change. You on that phone telling that girl that you gonna choke the shit out of her and that she gonna like it. And now
her
she's
wig
trying to
is
get over
crazy.
you, and you mad. She's in it for money. She's in it for the money.
Yes.
Where y'all problem is,
okay,
y'all think y'all are bigger than the program. Y'all get so full of yourself that you genuinely think this child...
Stop saying child.
...wants you for real.
Okay. She's got a semi-point there. I think some of the weave glue that is across her head is subsided and we can get a little bit of logic out the situation. Yes, absolutely. He thought that he was bigger than the program, or he was naive to think that he could string along an S-worker when he should have just been paying the shit, signing the NDA, if he wants to engage with these young harlots like that. But engaging the way that he was within the context of a relationship or a situationship or someone that we actually appreciated within his life, I agree. He should have been paying that young harlot to leave. Because she ain't worth nothing. She sells pictures of the insides of her body for a nominal fee. $19.99. Huh? I agree with her right there. Stop trying to pin this shit on y'all, though. Relax with that.
Men like that scare me.
Here we go.
Because what does a 56-year-old and a 19-year-old have in common? Actually, she's 20 now and he's 56 now. So a 55-year-old and a 19-year-old have in common.
Genitalia.
What?
Exchange in fluids.
What do you have to talk about?
For money.
What life experiences do y'all have to discuss? None. And anytime, and I know men are going to find their way in their comments like, it's legal. If you have to say it's legal as a way to defend your dating preferences, you're a predator.
What?
You're a predator.
Well, how would you describe this woman?
It's one of the reasons, I mean, we've talked about this, that often I date younger men.
Often I date younger men.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
That's like us saying slavery was bad, and y'all be like, well, it was legal. That doesn't make it okay. It used to be legal to beat your wife. It used to be legal to rape your wife.
Yeah, this is why I have an issue when they come out like this, because if you're going to call Uncle Shay Shay a predator for dating someone that he finds attractive, irrespective of her being 19, 20, 21 years old, now we can talk about the ill-fated decision to try to have a relationship with a strumpet. We could talk about that. But what about all of the women that actively take advantage for men in the effort of foodie calls, which is predatory behavior? All of the women that instigate paternity fraud, knowing that the man is more than likely not the father of their child, but trying to pin it on someone else who makes more money. We've had entire genres of TV shows created, shout out to Maury, that demonstrate how much of a liar that these women are. Women that act like they're on birth control, but they never were. Oh, and how about women that will record conversations that are BDSM in nature for long periods of time to then go back later and then act like shit was not consensual? Could it not be? But no, you want to nail him, quote, nail him to the wall. I think it's dangerous. We begin to have these double standards, right? When we have a degree of legality, but you want to call him a predator. Meanwhile, she has an OnlyFans account, more than likely is offshoring communication from her to some dude in India to talk to other men that want to look at her in all of her adult, mature services. Can we not say that that service or that system is predatory in nature? But place blame on him, nail him to the wall. And again, I'm not saying what he did was not stupid. I liken it to a young man that will go down and get taken advantage of one of these scolopamine, or these women that put drugs up into your drink. If you go down to a Colombia or a DR, getting taken advantage of, engaging in risky activity. Nevertheless, getting to these conversations of gender fairness will never work out for y'all, especially when as many inequalities in the family court system exists. But anyway, the structure in regards to fairness and who is being predacious to who is an odd conversation, especially when you consider that the family court system has not had any changes and is actively stripping men of everything after a woman decides, hey, no fault divorce. I want to get out of here. Give me half of your shit.
Does that make it okay? I mean, it's legal. Because y'all love to be, she legal, she legal, she legal, she legal. And then you know what I always find so funny? When men get to, when people ask them like, well, if you had a 19-year-old daughter and a man in his 50s wanted to date her, would you be okay with that? Well, I mean, if he was going to take care of her, and if he was going to... No, you would not. You would not be okay with that. You would think, man, he is dirty. But for somehow, y'all can reason with yourselves and think that that's okay. And don't come in the comments talk about Drea, because I think that whole dirty too. I think age gap relationships, any way you shift them, is disgusting. I think in any relationship where there is a significant difference, whether it be finances or age, there is going to be a level of manipulation. If someone has $0 and someone has millions of dollars, Power difference. If someone has decades of life experience and someone barely has any, their frontal lobe, their critical thinking skills have yet to fully develop, there is going to be manipulation involved. And it's not appropriate. Y'all be wanting to date children because if you just wanted to date someone a little bit younger than you, whatever. But if the age gap is bigger than the person's age, the age gap is bigger than the person's age, it's not appropriate. No matter which way y'all try to shake it. Oh, well, he could teach her something. She could get a mentor. Get a mentor. Get a mentor. Get a mentor. Not some dirty old man that wants to do whatever they was doing. And then also, let's tap into the big black baby.
No. Let's not tap into that. Some of her points I understand, but far too often I see this conversation being levied heavily with men. Meanwhile, if you check their post history, you would have never seen any type of comments like this for, like, let's say, an August Alsina and Jada Pinkett. Nevertheless, the points that I agree with here is that when there's such a wealth gap and then there's such a age gap, there's different context there. But because there's so much of a difference, there is a power imbalance. Now, from a relationship perspective, as well as even a working perspective, for the person that is high within power, there must be additional checks and balances put in order to reduce risk for you. Just as I said previously, I think that he's an idiot to been treating this young lady so haphazardly, opening himself up for potential litigation. And he made the stupid error of not treating her like the S worker that she is. But what should not be happening here is the infantilization of Carly, the young woman in question. Because let's say that Shannon Sharpe wasn't the ripe old age of 56, 57, whatever that it is. Let's say that it was a 25-year-old genius tech creator working at a Cupertino, earning $2 to $3 million per year. And this harpy, this Delilah, latched onto him and tried the exact same things, acted like it was a relationship, and she's playing into this BDSM lifestyle. It's a part of something that he likes as well. And then she goes and she hits up a Busby with the same exact play. The only difference would be is that the lawsuit wouldn't be 50 million, it might be 10 million. Or 5 million. Irrespective of if Shannon is his age or this young lady is her age, you're still giving her a pass for bad behavior. And shit, whether or not the young lady was 19, 25, 31, or 41, the same things could have happened to Uncle Shay Shay. Let's not utilize this age thing as a tactic to shame men that prefer younger women. But I agree, from a power perspective, men must understand how their status is viewed, right? The difference in their financial capacity or foundation, and move way more carefully. It is obvious here that Shannon did not move carefully, and now he's paying for it. All right, now I turn this conversation over to the audience. Guys, leave me your responses down below. Do you agree with what I'm saying? Do you agree with what she's saying? I want to see what you guys think about this particular conversation as we get more information in regards to this case each and every day. Keep locked to the channel because I'm going to give you guys as much updates as what I possibly can. But yeah, let me know what you think. Last but not least, join my men's self-development community. Link to it down in the description box down below. Link down, beam up, and I will see you guys soon. Until next time, YouTube. Peace.
She belongs to the street.
Girl, don't hold my hand. You a mattress actress on the OnlyFans. Get your money, girl, but damn, how is that your only plan? What you gonna do when you get too old to strip and dance? Get up out your echo chamber screaming period and yes. You a low down dirty woman if you try to get knocked up by a high value man.